Guys, I shit you not, as I'm editing my Daredevil video, we just get new information on Beyond the Spiderverse and Spider-Man 4. I'm just too excited to wait, so I have to talk about it. And let's just start out with our Spider-Verse stuff because it's relatively simple. We just got a couple of still images, and then a couple people got to see a couple of shots from the movie. It wasn't a ton. We've just got little bits of information like Spot can apparently transform into a giant kaiju monster. I think I heard he looks pretty much like a spider, if not just a giant spider, while he's fighting Miles and Spider-Gwen and Peter B. Parker. We've got Miles fighting his Prowler self, and then we've got, apparently Miles and his Prowler self are working together with Miles' uncle, presumably from that same dimension that he's stuck in. So not a ton, but the shots look awesome. I think the shot with Miles and Gwen might be from Spider-Punk's universe. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I remember his art style being kind of similar to that. So I'm excited for the movie. I really like the first two, but unfortunately, it is coming out in 2027, so we have to wait 2.5 years for this movie. It better be good, and I think it will be, but they have no excuses. And then also, we've got the official title drop for Spider-Man 4, and it is Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I love everything that it looks like they're doing with this Spider-Man 4. It genuinely seems like Marvel has won, and we are getting a street-level Spider-Man story for Spider-Man 4. Aside from the Brand New Day title, which is the name of a comic book that happens right after Peter's, I think it was his identity gets revealed. I could be wrong. I'm not too familiar with a lot of Spider-Man comics. But we've got Spider-Man not being announced for Avengers Doomsday. It's been heavily rumored they're casting for Black Cat. It is heavily rumored that the Chameleon will be the main villain of the movie. Sadie Sink has officially been cast, and if it's not a multiverse movie, we know that it's likely that they're going to make Black Cat a character, and Sadie Sink, the way they described her character, does fit the descriptor for Black Cat, and they've described this movie as being a fresh start. If they were going for multiverse, then that wouldn't really fit the bill based off of what we've had. And then we also have the post from Tom Hardy saying that they were very close to doing a Spider-Man and Venom team-up movie, but it fell through due to studio politics. So it genuinely seems like Marvel won, and I couldn't be more excited for it. Marvel fans are going to be eating good in 2026. We've got Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man 4, I'm pretty sure dropping in the same month, if not, within the same 2 months of each other. And also, I love the look of the title. I really hope they don't change it. It looks just very comic booky Spider-Man, and it looks great. I love it. I hope they don't change it. Now, I don't think we're getting exactly what we wanted. I think because of the studio politics and the fact that this movie was supposed to come out closer to Daredevil Born Again, I don't think we're getting the Devil's Reign arc in Spider-Man 4. At least not entirely. I don't think it's going to be resolved. What I think is going to happen is I think Kingpin is going to be mayor, but it's just going to be like a background thing. And then that's either going to be resolved in Spider-Man 5, or the bulk of the story is going to take place in Spider-Man 5, where Spider-Man and Daredevil do a team up to take down Kingpin. And then maybe after they deal like a massive blow to Kingpin, then we go back into Daredevil Born Again Season 3. Because I'm pretty sure Season 2 will come out before Spider-Man 4. So, Daredevil Born Again Season 3. And then that'll finally resolve the rest of the Devil's Reign arc. At least that's how I think it's going to go. And I think that's the most likely and best way that they can go based on how the cards are right now. I'm very excited for the movie. I think Dustin Daniel Cretton will do an amazing job. He did a fantastic job with the action in Shang-Chi, and I think that's exactly what we need from a Spider-Man movie. I think the biggest and most fair critique of all the 3 Tom Holland movies was that there wasn't a lot of New York web swinging, and the stuff he was doing was just kind of basic and bland. And I think Dustin Daniel Cretton is a great choice to add a bit more style to it. And I've heard a lot of people saying that Sadie Sink is going to be playing Mary Jane, or, what's her name? May Parker, Peter and MJ's daughter. I also don't think that. It's been said that Sadie Sink is a co-lead of the movie. It's been said that Peter will be getting a new love interest in the movie. And just based on how everything's playing out, I really doubt that she's going to be playing either of these two, which are directly linked to multiverse movie. I'd bet money that she is playing Black Cat out of all of the possibilities. And I also think that there's a chance that they're going to do Chameleon as a way to bridge to Kraven the Hunter, because if I remember correctly, John Watts and Tom Holland originally pitched No Way Home as Kraven the Hunter as the main villain, with the story being the last hunt after Peter's identity gets revealed. But because of Sony's Kraven movie, they said, no, fuck that. Our movie is going to make $1 billion. You guys do something else. And thankfully we got No Way Home, which is one of my favorite Spider-Man movies of all time. But unfortunately we also got Kraven the Hunter. And that probably means that we're never going to get Kraven in a Spider-Man movie because of how poorly the movie did. But it's a possibility. And I really hope that we do get Kraven as the main villain of a movie. He is such a cool villain, and I'd love to see him properly done on the big screen. And I think Chameleon is such a good choice as a main villain for Spider-Man 4. It'd be a great way to play mental games with Peter Parker right now when he's not in a great mental state. If I'm not mistaken, Chameleon was the first villain that Spider-Man fought in the comics. So it kind of makes sense that after like this soft reboot of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, in a way, the first villain he fights is Chameleon. I just think it's a great choice, and I think Chameleon has not been done in any movie. He's been referenced once, I think, in Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I didn't know it was him until I saw a video of someone else say that apparently it was him, and they heard it from someone else. So I'm looking forward to it. And the other thing, we've heard a lot of people saying that Miles will be introduced in this movie. I don't think I want Miles to be introduced in this movie. I think I'd want him introduced like as just like a character who doesn't have a role in the movie in 5, and then maybe set up his relationship with Peter in the 3rd movie, and then give him and Peter a couple movies where they kind of have their own little team ups and establishes Miles as learning to be Spider-Man, and then give Miles his own trilogy. I love them both as characters, and they both have multiple trilogies worth of content from their own stories to be put in the movies, and I want them both to be done justice. And I think Miles can carry his own trilogy without Peter, and I would also like to see Tom's Spider-Man carry out another trilogy on his own before he passes the mantle down, just because I love the character so much. I also love Miles Morales as Spider-Man, and I wouldn't hate that they introduce him early, but I just love to get as much of these characters as possible, and I know that they're eventually gonna get rid of them. I think that no matter what they do, they more than likely have a winning hand, though, and we know that this is what they want to do, and Tom Holland has been very open about wanting to introduce Miles Morales himself. So if this movie does it, then I have full faith that they have a good idea for it, and if it doesn't do it, then I'll also be happy. I think this version of Spider-Man 4 that we're going to get is the best version that we can get, and I couldn't be happier with what I'm hearing, and I couldn't be more excited for it. I can't wait for 2026. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't like it, please be sure to comment down below what I could do better. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.